Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another chit chatty get ready with me a video where I will be using all my Shop My Stash and makeup products. I have some different interesting topics to catch up with you on and also will answer some of your questions. But before we get into chatting and creating this makeup look, I would love to welcome new visitors and viewers to my channel. Hi, my name is Eve and I love all things beauty. If you enjoyed this video, give this a thumb up. If you're not yet a subscriber, I invite you to do so before you leave today. Now let's get into it. I'm starting with a bare face, and if you see my face being a little bit tanner than usual, it's because I tanned it with clear tanning drops in the morning, and I think it starts developing slowly but surely. So this is a different one, the different brand, not the one that I talked about in my last video, but I will be giving you an update on this brand later on, probably in my monthly favorites. Today I really want to chat about a bunch of different things with you, and so I'm probably not going to be so much talking about the products that I'm going to be using. I may, but just very little. But as per usual, all the makeup that I'm using today will be listed for you in the description box for your reference. By the way, I'm starting with this primer. So far, I'm really loving Shop My Stash. We're only in March and a few episodes are already out. So far, really enjoying the process, and I hope you guys enjoying the videos as well. And I think the format that I filmed my switching Shop My Stash is working out for me to film. I think it's interesting for me to just sit down and talk about every single product, and also, you know, interesting for you guys to see my reviews. And some of these products are not necessarily like brand new. I'm obviously doing this for a reason. I'm doing this Shop My Stash thing for a reason. That way I use my own collections and just using the makeup that I have. The amount of the products that I selected, I think worked out as well. So going forward, I think I'm gonna keep the format. I am gonna be using this foundation. This is a CoverGirl Clean Matte BB Cream, especially for oily skin. I have mine in the shade Fair 510. I love this foundation. I wanna show you guys this brush. I know I've talked about it in one of my previous videos. This is a Precise Foundation brush number 12 from ULTA Beauty. And I'm just taking it from my hand here. This is such an awesome brush. I just want to cover a little bit of redness that I have going on here. I don't have too much, but I just want to show you how awesome this works. This shape of the brush is so good. It just gets into like all the crannies, like around my nose. I kind of swipe or tap with it. Either way works, whatever you want to do, but I also love that it doesn't over apply the product on your face. So I think they really killed it with the shape and the quality of it. What do you guys think about Ulta sale? And now we also already know the Sephora sale dates. It starts in second week of April, I think. I shared my recommendations with you for Ulta Beauty. However, for most part, I think I'm gonna be skipping the sale. But how are you feeling? Are you excited to shop, or are you just kind of sitting this one out? I also like to know if you have any of like those staple products that you saw this time that you absolutely love. Please share with me in the comments below. What are you loving and what are your staple products that you're repurchasing? You guys see how beautiful this coverage is? Super thin layer, but it sets into a matte finish right away. Now that I'm touching it, it's already pretty much fully set. There's like no transfer. I love this BB cream. Nobody ever talks about it anymore because it's been around for ages and I've repurchased it so many times in the past, but yes, such a jam. I'm also not really sure if I'm gonna be shopping at Sephora. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I may. There's very few items that I'm even interested in. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing recommendations because I really haven't shopped much since the fall, so I just really don't have anything new to talk about. I'm gonna use my LYS bronzer. Sometimes I put it right on my face, but today I want to use this brush. This is my favorite brush, Japanesque 961. But I wanted just to briefly talk about something that may seem controversial. Last year, no, not even last year, a year before that, Sephora did something in the fall that personally didn't really lay well with me. I'm talking about 2021. In 2021, in the fall, at that time I was a VIB level and I had only 15% sale. As soon as that last day of sale finished, literally within a week or so, that they announced the extension of the sale, and everybody, literally everybody, could shop with 20% off. I think you just needed to have an account with them, which is free to sign up anyway, but you did not have to have any specific tier anymore to shop that sale. And I remember shopping quite a bit for that specific sale. I think I spent $300+. Kind of made me in a way upset, because when I did my calculations and I counted the difference of 20% or 15% savings, there was definitely a good amount of savings. Of course, the more you spend, the more the saving would be. I could probably purchase another 2 items, you know, for that amount of savings. For the budget that I was intending to spend. I thought it was quite shady move from the brand. And then they really didn't make any official explanations or statements after that. They just kind of rolled it out. I don't know how it was from brand's perspective. I get that they had like their own reasons. Maybe they didn't have the outcome like they expected, like people didn't shop as much. From a customer perspective, somebody who have been shopping with them for so long, I felt like it was kind of like a stab in the back. That's my personal opinion. I would like to hear what you guys think of that. All the new releases that's been happening since the beginning of this year in regards of like Sephora high-end primarily, since we're talking about Sephora, I've been bored, you guys. I've been really bored. Nothing is new. Nothing is innovative. I feel like we've seen all these things before. There's a high chance that I'm just going to be skipping on Sephora sale as well. Probably going to be skipping on the recommendations. I will probably film a different type of content related to Sephora. So you do have a little bit of a reference to products, but I'm not going to be doing any type of recommendations. That's kind of like where I'm heading right now. Since the beginning of the year, I feel like there was like a little bit of a shift in content within the beauty community, because this inflation is really not helping anybody. I really have been enjoying all this creative content that I'm seeing here on the platform, how people like really trying to like love their makeup and use their makeup, doing like different challenges and inspirational looks, like using their palettes and whatnot. I've been really enjoying everybody's beauty empties, because to me personally, this is literally the best validation if somebody liked the product or not. Personally, that's what I've been watching a lot. I think I'm gonna leave my complexion as is, and I would like to do something with my eyes, create something using these 2 palettes. I couldn't pick between these 2 palettes. Originally, I wanted to use this one, the Retro from Natasha Denona, and use maybe like some of these cooler tones. I really enjoy those. But I also am thinking to maybe I would use some of these cooler tones here in the Rose Quartz palette, maybe even this pink. This pink is so beautiful. Now that I'm holding both of these palettes in my hands, I'm thinking, what did I get myself into putting these 2 together in the same Shop My Stash rotation? How in the world am I going to be ranking them in 2 weeks? Well, you definitely want to be subscribed and notified when that video comes around, but let's get into it. Let's play around with some of these eyeshadows. I really do not know what I'm going to be creating, so bear with me. So I did have my balayage touched up, and I also cut off like a few inches of my hair. I used to be so attached to my long hair when I was in my 20s, and even into my 30s, like in the beginning of my 30s, I would still like my hair to be really long. I wanted to be like super blonde. I used to be like platinum blonde throughout my 20s, and I loved it that way. That was like a vibe. I couldn't feel myself being anything else, like, or had like a different hair color. I don't know, something switched in my head that as long as this is the length that I can still maybe like braid, put it in a high ponytail, lower ponytail, as long as I can do something with it, that's good enough for me. My hair used to be more curly than it is right now. It's more of like a inconsistent waves. I also feel like my whole entire mindset changed quite a bit generally about life. I might get into a little bit sentimental things here. It's not something that I've ever shared here on my channel. A very close friend of mine passed away back in 2021. That friend of mine was pretty much my age and was like family to me. So I don't want to go into details a lot because it was like a very traumatic thing for me, and I'm still in a way recovering from that. It just affected not only my mental health going forward, but also just flipped my world upside down in a way. My mentality changed a lot after that. I'm gonna go with this shade right here. It just made me realize how fragile our lives are and how unpredictable life can be. And that you can be the healthiest person, the most fit. You would think that nothing can get you down, and you cannot be any more wrong. Like I said, it really flipped my world upside down in a way that a lot of things just did not matter anymore. I really want to go with this beautiful pink shade here. It's called Happiness from Rose Quartz palette. Let's see what we're gonna do here. Oh yeah, it's so pretty. I've made a lot of changes to my personal life. In my personal life, to my like daily routines, to things that matter, things that don't matter. Hair topic kind of is one of those things that it really does not matter. As long as you're healthy, as long as you're living, as long as you're enjoying your life, you really need to appreciate your body. You really need to accept yourself the way you are and love yourself the way you are today, because you are alive. Take care of yourself in the best ability, but love yourself the way you are. Going back to the hair, I had an accident with my hair bleaching last July, right before we went to Turkey, and that caused me a lot of damage. So I had a lot of breakage, that pieces of my hair literally fell off here in the back, and I needed to switch hairstyle. And I said, I really need less coloring, less bleaching. So I made a decision to step back from all the coloring and just do a little bit less coloring. I mean, it's still coloring, but I am transitioning towards balayage more. Well, right now you can't see because of my handband, but there's definitely more of my natural hair that's showing here. So now with this new coloring style, you definitely can see my grays. They're coming here. So I said to my hairstylist, I actually am not worried about my grays at all. I actually really like them. When I was much younger, I really didn't think of grays like that. There's a lot of, you know, stereotypes. See my mom coloring her hair all the time. So you'd kind of take this as a norm that when women get a little bit older, their grays, they always try to cover their grays. So I said, I love my gray hair, whatever it is. Maybe I have a good handful of them right now. I love them because I earn them. I also used to never like my natural hair. I thought it was just like too dull or too dark, or who knows what else I was thinking. First time in my life, I'm actually liking my natural hair color. I'm still working on my eye makeup look, but I also wanted to answer some of the questions that you guys asked me. So Nicole asked, what are your favorite powder foundations and favorite foundation sticks? I'm also using a little bit of this shade right here. Wait, before I start answering, if you guys see this little area watering, it's my eyes watering. So we were gardening over the weekend. I think it was on Sunday when we were gardening, and I think there's something that's blossoming now that's giving me allergic reaction. I am probably allergic to some plant that's growing out there, and my eyes have been very, very irritated in the last 2 days, and I didn't wear any makeups in the last 2 days. So today is the first day that I'm kind of trying to do something on my eyes, but apparently my left eye, I mean, it's always a problematic child, but this one is not doing so well today, but I'm gonna try to take it easy on it. But if you see this area, so just disregard, please. Answering Nicole's question, I've tried stick foundations in the past. However, I haven't really been a huge fan of them. I decluttered all of them. Now I'm going into this lighter shade right here. I haven't had a lot of luck with those, and I found them looking cakey on my skin. To answer that question, I really do not have a favorite one because I just do not even have them anymore in my collection. I prefer different formulas. And as far as powder foundations, those I like a lot, and I have quite a stash in my collection, and I'm actually already working on the video for you guys, so that should be out probably in about 2 weeks, I want to say, tops, because I'm practically almost done with it. And it's going to be 2 related videos. One is going to be a drugstore, another one is going to be high-end powder foundations roundups. Then Emma said, hello, I have a question for eye primer. Do you said eyeshadow primer with powder? A recommendation for eye primer on affordable brands. Thanks, and love your channel. Thanks, Emma. I will show you 2 eye primers that I currently have. One is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I don't think this has a shade. This is just a very bright, like almost white base. And this one is a matte primer, Ulta Beauty. This says nude, so I'm assuming that's a shade. I also have this Anastasia Beverly Hills Pro Pencil. This is an eyeshadow primer and color corrector in a base 1. I sometimes use them, but I only have those 2 small samples as far as like the official eye primers go, and I rarely use them, I'll be honest with you. I just primarily use the concealer and just set them with powder that is either a little bit brightening or translucent fully, so it doesn't change the brightening shade of the concealer. I'm going to be using this blush. I will recommend you go into my tutorials playlist and just see what's in the description box under those videos. Ari K also asked if you could ask a brand you love to come out with an ideal eyeshadow palette for you. Which brand would it be and what would the colors and textures be? I'm using the ColourPop highlighter. I definitely now have like my favorite eyeshadow brands and formulas. If I'm thinking about my entire collection, I definitely have palettes that are complete perfections in my opinion, and color stories. They might be like a little bit curated, but I will tell you, I never really thought about it like that, like if I would ever collaborate with a brand or create my own palette. However, if I would, it would probably be warm neutrals in one way or another. I really love corals. I really love like orange tones, or possibly something that would have fall colors too, like greens and mustard colors. I really love those as well. Those are definitely like my comfort zone colors, if you will. As far as formulas, definitely mattes. I love to have mattes as a base for my shadows, for my looks. I finished off my look behind the scenes. I added a lip duo. This is a lip duo from ColourPop. All the shades will be listed for you in the description box, of course. Telescopic mascara for my lashes. And I also had this LA Girl liner, purple liner on my waterline. So this is the makeup look that came out today. I wish I would have a little bit more elaborate look, but my eyes seem to be still irritated and I couldn't do a lot of blending. So this is as far as I could take this makeup look. I definitely feel a little bit out of my comfort zone with a full matte look. You know, I love my shimmers so much, but I also wanted to finish the answer in regards of the eyeshadow palette. So I would definitely like to see cream formulas, cream matte formulas like the Natasha Denona's one or the NABLA ones. Those are like my favorite ones to work with. And also, of course, shimmers. Like I am a huge sucker for shimmers. Do love some beautiful like ethereal toppers, like something that NABLA has, something that Sigma has, but the shimmer eyeshadow formula that is currently my favorite, the one that is like full pigment, very bright, just creamy, applies beautifully with brushes or fingers. It's the one from Huda. This palette is definitely one of the greatest examples. Unfortunately, I did not use the shimmers today on my eyes, but I will make an effort to do reels on my Instagram, and if possible, I will also repost them here on YouTube. So definitely check out my Instagram for more reel tutorials. I think I'm going to wrap up this video for today. If you have any other questions that you'd like me to answer, I will be doing it next month as well, after I select my new rotation of products for Shop My Stash. I hope you enjoyed my company today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. I hope you're having a great day and I will see you in my next video. Bye.